Let's head to the Mercedes-Benz Vans phone line right now. Longtime friend and friend of this program. He's the chief trends officer of Caesars Sportsbook and a longtime host of the NFL Draft in his days with ESPN, our friend Trey Wingo on the Rich Eisen Show. How are you doing, Trey?
That's what's up, Rich.
That's it.
Yes, Trey.
That's
what's
it.
up, Trey.
That's what's up right here on the program. Where have I found you? Where are you? Are you on some T-box somewhere? Where are you, Trey? Where have I found you?
That would be correct. I'm braving the elements here on the East Coast, trying to get a few holes in.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Dude, come on now.
Prepping for my appearance in the match with Brady and Rodgers and Allen.
But seriously, man, I mean, there's a certain temperature by which you don't play golf, right? I mean, what's your cutoff line for that?
We are flirting with the cutoff line as we speak because it is less than ideal.
Oh my God! So what better way to stay warm with your golf swing than to grab a phone and call into my show? Oh, this is gonna be
exactly right.
This is gonna.
By the way, point of clarification. It was not a golf cart. It was a gator truck that Marshawn was driving all over the field.
Oh, that's right.
Even better.
There you go. Very good. All right. So what is on your mind? What are you hearing about this draft, Trey? What are your 2 cents on this one? What do you got for me? You think?
It's the most unpredictable draft I can imagine in forever, right? I mean, unless something ridiculous happens, we're not going to have a quarterback go in first overall. That's been 6 of the last 7 drafts. Myles Garrett in 2017 is the exception.
Mm-hmm.
But take it back even farther, since 2001, this would just be the 6th time that a quarterback didn't go first overall. And it would just be the 7th time since 1998 where a quarterback didn't go 1 overall. And not only do we not have a quarterback going number 1 overall, what was the last time we really had no idea who was going to be the number 1 overall pick? Maybe 2013, the Luke Jokel, Eric Fisher era?
The Luke Jokel, Eric Fisher night. I remember that in Radio City Music Hall because no one else did.
The first 4 picks were offensive linemen. Exactly.
Nobody else did. Everybody's wondering, when's the Easter special around here? So I remember all of that. So I think we were talking about earlier that I think it might have been Mayfield the night that he was the first overall pick. I mean, we kind of had wind of it earlier on in the day that it was going to be Mayfield, but until those words came out of Roger Goodell's mouth, we weren't so sure. And even afterwards, we were wondering if that really had just happened, So that's kind of the
Cleveland like a mulligan there.
Yeah, because at this point in time, I think he will wind up somewhere else, and the question is where that's going to be and how that might actually inform the draft. So. I can't believe you're out there in the freezing cold playing golf. Like, dude, I mean, come on now. That's
Rich, it has been so bad. It has been so bad. The idea that 54 and slightly overcast and not 30 miles an hour is actually delightful.
Okay, very good. When do you get to Vegas?
Yeah.
Since this is a Vegas draft and you're in Caesars Sportsbook now, I mean, you must be getting there very shortly, I'd imagine.
I'm flying in on Sunday. Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Oh, boy. All right. And what is planned? What do you got? I know Caesar's got a lot going on for the draft. So what do you got planned for that, Trey?
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff that we're doing. We're actually having a big meeting about it tomorrow to confirm all that kind of stuff.
A meeting?
But, it'll be very.
What do you got?
We got a little Zoom tomorrow to figure everything out. We taped a couple of Trey's trends today for the draft that will be dropping shortly. So we're excited about that, and we will be present in Vegas like we were supposed to be in 2020.
Okay, that's exactly right. Okay, so you got I don't know, Trey. I have this whole thing written out here in front of me here about some of the activations you got going on. That was my way to lead you to that sort of thing. I'm an NFL employee, so these terms confuse me. What are you doing for this thing? You don't have any plans just yet? What you're saying?
No. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say and what I'm not supposed to say at this point. So,
there are no rules, Trey.
All right, screw it. Is Halle Berry going to be there for the draft or not? What's happening?
If she is, I've got the exclusive.
Okay.
I believe that Halle will probably be there. Kenny will be there.
Oh, cool.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, it'll be a good time. Kenny's been traveling all over the world lately and just landed back in these United States, so it'd be good to Literally, this will be the first time outside of the shoot that Kenny and I have worked together on something. So that's going to be fun.
Okay, very good. And then, you know what? I am thinking the Panthers are the team to watch in this year's draft.
Correct.
That they're the team sitting there at 6. They're the ones that have the opportunity to potentially grab that quarterback and flip things around. And if they don't take the quarterback, then a quarterback might actually fall out of the top 15 in this draft. That's the way I'm looking at it. So that's why I'm looking at Carolina for the draft.
No, you're exactly right. And the problem for Carolina is they're in the exact position you never want to be in. Desperately needing a quarterback when you're not sure there's a quarterback to be had. And that is the epitome of football hell with that position. But how about this, Rich? If the Carolina Panthers do not activate the quarterback at 6, you could have a real possibility that we might have a top 10 without a player who touches the ball being drafted. No quarterbacks, no wide receivers, no running backs, no tight ends. And that would be an NFL draft first.
That's true.
Going back to 1936.
I don't think that's going to happen, though. I think there's too many wide receivers. It's entirely possible a wide receiver goes before a quarterback in this draft.
Yeah.
There's too many wide receivers out there. There's too many wide receiver needy teams. You got the Giants sitting there at 7. You got the Jets sitting there at 10. You got the Seahawks sitting there at 9. They don't. I mean, the Falcons at 8. My gosh, could they use a wide receiver? That's a fact on that front. So.
Yeah. Well, think about it this way. Kansas City has more picks than anyone with 12. And yes, they've signed Marquez Valdez-Scantling and Juju, and Josh Gordon is there. And hell, they even took a flyer on Coleman out of Baylor, who was that first-round pick, in 2015. And they have Mecole, but I don't think the Chiefs are going to use all 12 picks. So they have more picks than anyone in the draft. And if they fall in love with somebody and they want to get them, they have the ammunition to maneuver as well as anybody. And it's really interesting because Peter King did a great job in his Football Morning in America column today. Mm-hmm. This may be one of the deeper drafts we've ever seen. Now, it's not quarterback deep, but because of the COVID years we've been through and a lot of players staying back for that extra year, it's a really good year to have a lot of picks in this year's draft. And we have the Kansas City Chiefs, who were a whisper away from a third straight Super Bowl appearance with the most picks in this draft. I just think that Brett Veach has done an amazing job to position themselves, knowing what we all know, once the quarterback cap number hits, you got to be creative. And this is a very, very good year for him to try and be creative.
Well, I mean, I look at the AFC West, Trey, and I see all the improvements that were made. And I actually like the Raiders. I like what they've done. I think Josh McDaniels in his second opportunity is going to be a much better version of himself in the same way that his mentor had that opportunity. That Derek Carr and Devontae Adams will potentially vault themselves right into the top 5 quarterback receiver combinations. There's Darren Waller. There's Josh Jacobs. There's Hunter Renfrow, right? There's
Chandler Jones.
Third and Renfrow. Exactly. And my guy Mayock left behind some pretty good players too. I know people just think the Chiefs are the Chiefs, and the Chargers also have Justin Herbert. I like the Raiders in that division. That's the way I'm going right now, pre-draft on that front.
It's the only division in football where every team's over/under is 8.5 or better. So, I mean, it's clearly on the Caesar Sportsbook. It's clearly the deepest draft. But all this is done. You're right. And, the Chargers not only get Khalil Mack, they get J.C. Jackson, who has the most interceptions in the league since 2019. And then Russell Wilson comes to Denver with all those ready-made weapons. This is all because of one person. And that's all to try and stop Patrick Mahomes. They've won 4 straight divisions. They've hosted 4 straight AFC championship games. They're the first team in NFL history to win at least 12 games 4 straight years in a row, and you can throw in the caveat that it took the last game of the regular season and the first 17-game season to do it. That's fine. They've won the division 6 straight times. He's never lost a road division game, although we all know wins and losses are not a quarterback stat. The Chiefs are 13-0 in road AFC West games when he plays. I think his career mark against the division is 21-3. He has the most touchdown passes and the most passing yards in NFL history over a team's first 4 seasons. This is all an arms race in the AFC West to stop the most unstoppable arm in football. I mean, it's amazing how much one guy is influencing everything we've seen happen this offseason.
Well, and he also lost his top wide receiving weapon, though. You know, and I'm,
he did.
You know, and Andy Reid today was on a Zoom because they opened their offseason workout program with everything being virtual, and he was talking about Mecole Hardman, and you know, there's Juju and there's Valdez-Scantling. There's still only one Tyreek Hill, and that was in an offense that was struggling to put up numbers and struggling to be consistent as things were matriculating our way through January. I don't know, man. That's why I'm at where I'm at right now. Obviously, the draft and everything else, the training camp's got to hit, but you know.
I get it, but I mean, like you're 100% right. And let's be clear: Tyreek Hill is the Steph Curry of the NFL. He has unlimited range. He can hit from anywhere. So you were losing that, but you mentioned the Devontae Adams trade, right? Tyreek and his people were in a contract talk to extend his deal and create cap space for the Chiefs until the Devontae Adams deal came down. And I think Tyreek's people said, hang on a minute. He got how much? And I think that changed the tenor of that entire negotiation. So then the Chiefs were presented with 3 options, basically. 1, do whatever you can do to keep him and pay him. 2, don't pay him and run the risk of him being a disgruntled player, which is never a good idea. Or 3, which was the bold move. He's at his peak. Why don't we maximize what we can get for him? And, you know, the Raiders gave up a 1 and a 2 to Green Bay for Devontae Adams. The Chiefs got a 1 and a 2, 2/4, and a 6th-round pick, which is a haul. They lost the Go-Joe Gadget guy. There's no question about it. But I like the long-term process thought for Brett Veach and the Chiefs and the way they tried to replace him with several players. And you mentioned Mecole. Remember, in the 2019 draft in Nashville, that was when that audio tape came out about Tyreek and his girlfriend, which was not great. And the whole point of drafting Mecole at that time was they thought they might lose Tyreek to a lot of different things. And it turns out they didn't. And listen, Mecole has been unsteady at best. But to his credit, if your first 2 options are Tyreek and Travis, you're not going to get a lot of looks. And if you remember early in the AFC Championship game, I think after they were up 7-3, it was a bomb to Mecole Hardman of about, I think, 60 yards that flipped the field that put them up 14-3. He's going to get those shots this year because he's not Tyreek fast, but he's pretty damn fast. And I think he's going to be given the opportunity to prove the player they thought he could be when they drafted him in 2019.
Before I let you go, Trey, you know, are there odds in your neck of the woods for the Packers not choosing a wide receiver with their first-round selections? Is there such a thing?
Never done it. I mean, this would be if they don't do it this year. Like, I mean, I'll give Gutty a lot of credit. Like, hey, be who you are. But I mean, literally outside of Sammy Watkins. Can you name me 3 Packers wide receivers?
You know, I mean, there's
Alan Lazard is still on the
Alan
roster.
Lazard, Randall Cobb took a pay cut, right?
Equinemius St. Brown is gone. Valdez-Scantling is gone. Devontae Adams is gone. They have to. They have no other options, literally.
Javon Walker, is he still around?
The ghost of Donald Driver?
Javon Walker. Slow clap. See if we can get James Jones out of the NFL Network studio and get it back on where.
I think if he could, he would do it. I think he'd do that in a heartbeat.
What do you know?
Don Hudson? Is Don Hudson involved? I don't know. All right, Trey.
Still has some eligibility.
Go. All right, go warm up. Now, what tee box are you on? What tee box are you on?
I'm on the 5th, which is a reachable par 5, but we're into the wind, so I'm going to be laying.
So has your group been staring at you this entire time, saying, "When are you done?" Or is there what?
I'm getting a lot of the sea was angry that day, my friends looks right now.
Okay,
so,
all right. Well, grab the golf ball out of the blowhole and go hit him straight, sir. Thanks for the call, Trey. Appreciate it.
Title.
Okay.
Anytime, guys.
All right, take care, Trey Wingo. Everybody, that's Trey Wingo. Taking time out of his very busy schedule to call into this program.
Very busy.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.